Welcome, a video by Djsprc. Today, what we have in front of us is multiple items, let's say. Yes, on this video, I'll show you soldering jigs that I have over the years, and this is one of the latest ones here. Let's put this one aside for the moment. The very first soldering jig you can say I ever used was a physical vise. I use multiple kinds. This one here is a little bit more portable. This can be bolted to your desk or your bench, or if you do like me, I just grab a piece of plywood, bolted it to it underneath here, and put some rubberized feet, and it's movable everywhere. I use it to solder multiple things, cutting things. It's seriously a small and very good vise. I do have another one here that goes on the side of a desk. That one you cannot physically bolt. It's doable, but yeah. Yeah, then I discovered this one here at my local hobby shop, and I said, this will work. The only down point with this, if you are soldering bullets or any type of material that's conductive, if you put it directly to the vise itself, the vise will grab the heat and dissipate it. Is that a word? Maybe, maybe not. Yeah. The vise will be a heat sink. All your heat will basically go away. You'll have a hard time soldering. That's one of the reasons I have a piece of paper here. When I do solder bullets, things like that, I put in the paper and vise it. And the paper prevents the heat from escaping. That's one, and like I said, I use this for multiple things. Now, the other one I have, I did do a video on this one. This is the hot racing soldering jig. And it has multiple ways. It does 5.6, 5.4, 3.4, 2 or 3, and 1.5 and 2 mil, and 5.6 here. Why does it have 2.56? Good question. I do not know. You unscrew this one here, put in your bullet. You find your correct hole, and your bullet stays in there, and you're able to solder. The other advantage of this guy here, it separates in two. And you have 5 mil here, 3.2 on this side, and nothing on this side here. On this side here, it's made for Traxxas. A little bit hard to see. There you go. You just put your spades in for your Traxxas. You do have technically 2 bullets here too, very small ones. And here you're able to do Deans, EC3s, it's doable too, or even IC3s. Now the IC5s and those guys and EC5s, unfortunately you cannot. And this one here, you unscrew it. Up your leads, screw it down. This guy here, still don't know what it does. Never was, yeah. And this is what's fun about this guy here, you can put on the side. There's multiple things, you can remove it and even pop it in the vise if you wanted to. This, a very good jig, I love it. It's all made of aluminum. One of the 2 jigs I use. Now I did grab this one here. And this one here is basically for IC2s, IC3s, and IC5. Or EC2s, EC2s, EC3s, and EC5s. And bullets. Let's open the box and see what we get. You do get a fancy schmancy wire holder that's flexible with I forgot the name of this. The thingamajig holder. A clamp. There's a specific name about that, but I forgot. Let's take this block out, throw this box away. And again, this is a very basic jig. It is from Spektrum. If you're looking to get yourself one, it is the part number SPMX-1009 soldering jig from Spektrum. And on this guy here, you have, like I said, the IC5s, IC3s, and the IC2s, and all your bullets on the side here. You would have your IC5s that would go here, boom. You would have your 3s here, boom. And you would have your EC2s here too. And if you would have the opposite, plugs in here too. And again, you have your bullets. That fits in there. I'm missing a bullet. That's right here. Depending on which one you grab. Not really made. This is a 5mm. And I guess, yeah. I would have figured he would have been able to do these ones here, but doesn't. Or this, no, that's a 5.4. Yeah, no fit. That's a bummer. Yeah, it is what it is. And one of the reasons you want something specific, especially to these guys here. Now the IC2s, I don't have issues. Is, let's say you use this kind of jig or this kind of jig. And basically you're heating the back connector on it. Like this one is used right here. It's going to be hard to see, but both pins are not the same height anymore. If you look right here, you'll see it. If she wants to focus, this pin's out more. And if you look at this one here, if the camera can focus, let's see if she's going to focus here. Like this. She doesn't want to. Anyway, you see it here. The pin is basically very crooked. It's on the side. Same thing as on the EC5 here. IC5, should I say? The pin's not on this in the middle. And this one's a little bit outer too. Basically, what's happening, if you're not using the correct settings in your soldering gun, or for some reason, you just keep it too long on it, you're melting the plastic on these guys here. And basically, when you melt the plastic, the pin will start moving. Now, let's say you would have, let's grab the IC2s that I have here. Unfortunately, I don't have bigger ones. If you use the same ones together and pop them in, and you go around and put in your vise or your jig, you're fine too. Again, don't keep it for too long on it. Simple reason, it's still going to melt. But at least this way here, it stays. But let's say for some reason, you don't have the other end. You might have one on your battery, but you don't want to solder on your battery in case you do short these guys here. Bad things going to happen, especially with a lipo. And this is where this jig comes in. Basically, you go around, pop in your connector. You can put it on the side, or you can even use your vise to hold it at the same time, because these you solder here. I prefer how always soldering this way for me personally, instead of having coming in here. But again, that's doable too. This gives you a lot more options to be able to solder both of your side of your connectors here, to keep your connection straight. Now, I'll take the IC3, I mean, try to put it in, it won't go because this is crooked. This basically happened when I was removing from an ESC. Heated, didn't pay attention, and next thing I know, it melted. Now, these guys here are basically, I don't remember the temperature they can take before they start melting, but I noticed lately it doesn't take much to get these connectors cockeyed or get them wrong. And let's say you're getting in the beginning of soldering and you're not the best to it, you might keep your soldering iron on it too long, or you won't know how to do certain tricks. Because even on soldering a wire, you can put it on it, your soldering iron on it, and wait until it starts melting to be able to unsolder it. Now, the other thing you could do sometimes is you grab your solder while you're holding on it, feed a little bit of solder in it, and it will solidify a lot faster. And you'll be able to remove your wire. Again, like I said, this is what happened to this guy here. This was on the stock speed control of, which one? I think that was my Jetstream. And for some reason, the solder that the Spektrum or Hobby Wing used was extremely stubborn. To the point that, yes, I goofed the connector. But it is what it is. But this will basically help you. It's not that expensive of a jig. And it will save you some time and save you your connectors. Extremely worth it. And this basically, you're bolt anywhere you want. And if you have to hold your wire when you're soldering to it. Don't really use this, but I hold my wire on it and when I solder. And yeah. Now, if you guys have any questions or comment, post down below. I gladly answer you guys. And if you did like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. I appreciate it. It helps the channel a lot. And don't forget to subscribe. It's still free to subscribe, and that really does help the channel a lot. Thank you for watching. Have a great one. Yeah, this is awesome. Aluminum base too. Nice.